Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a video here from Wolters World. And basically, I want to know if this is true, if you guys agree with this at all, because you're the experts. Definitely more so than he is, since you guys actually live there, grew up with it. But this is 5 rules of every British pub that tourists mess up. This is a video from just a year ago, literally like a year ago in a day. Um, so you guys tell me. Um, I will link this video in the description along with links to Patreon, how you can support the channel here on YouTube, and to help if you're able to, if you want to donate to a GoFundMe so that I can make a trip over there myself and check out these pubs in person. But let's go ahead and start this.
British pubs, a key ingredient of any vacation coming to Britain. And today we have for you our 6 unwritten rules that tourists need to know to really truly enjoy the pubs here in Britain. And I think the first rule you need to know, whether you're here in London ordering some pints or you're going up to Scotland to get dinner in a pub, is this. And that is that you order at the bar. They're not coming to your table to take your order. You need to go up to the bar and give your order there. And whether you're going to be ordering your pints or you're going to order your food or you're getting your snacks and your crisp, you order there.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've watched before. I think I did some shorts there, but there is a British pub that isn't too far away from me, and they actually do a couple of things. They do sausage rolls that they make there. They make the sausage there and everything, and then they also do these Scotch eggs. I was thinking about one weekend picking up both and doing a video giving them a try. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that, because I've never had sausage rolls and I've never had a Scotch egg, as much as I love eggs.
Also, when you go up and order, that's when you pay. That is not one of the things like in the US, where you do all your drinking, you do all your eating, then you pay at the end. You're paying each time you go up there, okay? So be aware of that. And if you're gonna order food, make sure you have a table already and look at your table and get the table number for you. Because when you order, you're gonna tell them your table number and then they'll bring the food out to you, okay? That is one thing they do to the table, is actually bring the stuff out to you. So remember that. Go and order everything at the bar, okay? Now, when you're up at the bar, the next unwritten rule I have for you is you always respect the queue. And you know that is one of the unwritten rules of coming to England and Scotland and Wales and everywhere around here, is queuing is very important. And the thing is though, there's not like this one line at the pub for getting drinks. There's gonna be multiple people around, and everyone kind of knows who was there before them, and they're gonna make sure that that person in front of them is gonna get their order in first, because we're gonna respect that queue. So you're not trying to snap your fingers, be like, hey, bartender, come serve me first, or wave money at them or your card at them to get them to come over to you first.
So this is kind of silly, because I feel like you do this everywhere. If you the only time this isn't a thing is like if you were in a busy city, a busy bar, and you have a bartender who isn't like going in order. There will be people that walk up, they don't know who ordered, if they've ordered. It's basically if you can get their attention, then fine, I guess. But even that, it's not really fair. And it's not, I don't go out to anywhere that's busy like that ever, personally. So it's not a thing. But if you go anywhere that is not overcrowded with people, that it's overwhelming, probably for the bartender, this is just always the case. You always go in order. This is silly.
It doesn't work that way. You respect the queue at the pub. So if the bartender does come to you first, you'll be like, hey, thanks, man, but actually she was here first, or he was here first, but I appreciate it.
A lot of times people will do this.
And people appreciate that. So you gotta make sure you're following that rule of staying in the queue when you went up there, all right?
I like seeing these pubs inside, though.
Now, the third unwritten rule of going to the pub is that they order in rounds. So if we're going with friends, we're not all going up to the bar to order. We will go in rounds. Like, I'll go up first, ask everybody what they want, and then I'll go and I'll pay the first round. Then the next time up, my friend will go up and take the orders, and they'll order and get a round for everybody. And everybody needs to pay for a round. And you may think, well, Mark, I'm not might be there all night. I'm only going to be there a little bit. Then make sure you're getting one of the early rounds so you get yours paid for. Or you may say, well, Mark, I just want to go out for one drink. That's fine, but so when it's your turn to go up, you go up and buy a round for everybody else and don't get something for yourself. But that is one of those things. You do not skip your round when it's your turn. You don't leave early to get out of it, because people remember that. And it's a super big faux pas when you're here, all right? Now, another unwritten rule that not every tourist realizes, and even some of the locals mess up on, is this. Not every pub that sells traditional British food sells good traditional British food. You know, you want your Scotch eggs, you want...
That's the case everywhere, isn't it? Like, you just kind of take that chance when you go out to a new place and you try food that it may not be good. It's a little silly.
Bangers and mash and these kind of things, and sometimes they're phenomenal. And you'll walk into them and see people already eating and enjoying things. Whereas other ones, you'll go in and like, oh, they have food, I don't see anybody eating. That should be a red flag for you. You need to make sure you look at the reviews, you ask people, hey, which pub should we go to eat? Because there's gonna be different places they recommend for you to go eat versus going drinking. And that's why it's really important when you go in, look around. If it's dinner time and there's nobody eating at the pub, it's probably a sign that you should order a pint and just stick with liquid diet that night.
You guys, I remember doing a pub video a while back, and a lot of you guys were saying you don't eat at pubs, that you don't get fish and chips at pubs. Is that always the case? I feel like there's a lot of... So a lot of restaurants here have bars in them, and you could go sit at the bar, but it's a restaurant, and of course you could still drink there. Whereas the vice versa, a lot of bars that you go to may not serve food at all, or it might be like bar foods, like kind of appetizer stuff. Is that a hard line? Like, would you guys not eat at a pub, or is it just like certain ones? You said not to do a Sunday roast at a pub too.
Now, the fifth unwritten rule is one that will become much more precarious as the night goes on, and that is the toilets will undoubtedly be down a very narrow and steep set of stairs to into the basement. We're talking, these are not accessible.
Really?
If you have accessibility issues, you need to make sure you know which bars you could go to, because honestly, there's a number of times you're wondering if you're going to make it back or even down to the toilet safely because they're down these little stairwells. So just be aware of that.
You know, it's funny that he talked about that. Like, here, it's not a big issue. Everything, for the most part, in like at least the cities that I've lived in and been, like Charlotte, it's so new. Everything's constantly just popping up, so everything's pretty modern. I think the same is true of like Winston-Salem, and even probably here in Fayetteville too. But when I think about like being in like old bars and stuff, I think about like around Pennsylvania. I had a friend that went to college there, so I would go up and see her sometimes, and she was a big drinker, so most of the time we'd end up going out and drinking, and we'd go into some old they had like Irish pubs and all kinds of stuff around Pittsburgh, but a lot of those buildings are pretty old because Pennsylvania's been around for a long time, and I mean, as far as the US is concerned. But I remember going into like a really old bar that had like stone walls and stuff still in it, and it had been there a really long time, and I want to say that it was kind of the same thing, that the bathrooms were downstairs in a basement. So that's interesting, because that made me think of that when he talked about that.
And the
Gotta
sixth
be good
unwritten
about
rule, and
not
this is
falling
one
down.
that the workers at the bar really, really, really want you to respect, and that is don't linger past close. Look, the bars here in
Of
Britain
course.
don't really stay open the super late, right? And so when it's closing time, it's closing time. Like they wrap things up really quickly. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna linger and finish my beer, we got plenty of time after this. No. They close relatively quickly and they want you out, and they will remember if you're somebody that lingered too long, because they'll be like, look, you stayed too long last time, you need to get out earlier. So make sure you're being respectful and get out when it is closing time. Also, respect the people outside of the pub. So when you leave, you're quiet when you leave the pub, because a lot of times those pubs are in communities where people live and they're trying to get a night's sleep for a good day of work tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's anywhere. That's like if you go into a restaurant here and it's getting ready to close, like you're a jerk. Like these people have already probably like started cleaning up. They're not trying to make a new meal 15 minutes before they're closing, and they know you're going to be there longer than 15 minutes. So this is a lot of this is just, I think, common sense. There are people that do it, but they're jerks, right? They've never
Or
worked
something else,
in
and you
that
don't want to be disrespectful
job,
to them.
apparently.
Anyway, those are just 6 little unwritten rules for British pubs that I think every tourist coming to Britain should know. What are some unwritten rules you think tourists should know when they come to hit the pubs here in England, or Wales, or Scotland, or wherever? Wish y'all the best. I'll say bye from here in London, because I'm going to go get myself a pint.
So what do you guys think? Do you agree with that? Are there things that he maybe didn't say that you think people should be aware of? Um, but yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on pub food, because a lot of you, and I remember in one of the previous videos I did about pubs were like, no, you don't eat a Sunday roast at a pub, you don't go get fish and chips at a pub. Um, But I would have to imagine some of them are like, they have to have like pretty good food. I would think maybe it's more of the touristy locations, maybe it's more of the cities, maybe London. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching that with me. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.